Hi everyone, it's Plastic EP here from Melbourne, Australia. That's right, coming into Illinois, Chicago. How are we today, Kit?
I'm doing great, Plastic. It's great to be back.
Of course it is. Now I've got to tell you why you're back. You're back by fan request. You've
Right.
linked this to all your fans today, haven't you?
Absolutely. I alerted all my fans on Facebook.
Well, I got to tell you, the 5 viewers are watching now.
Good, and I promise payment to all of them.
Now listen, you know why also we got you on?
Why is that?
I thought about it, and you're the only person that I've done in 105, 106 interviews now to date that has challenged my mind. You're the only one that's come on and I asked you a question, what's the worst Beatles song? And your reply was?
I did my homework, and I knew you were going to ask that.
Nobody has done that. No one has done research. So the good thing is you're the only person that has actually challenged my mind. So now I thought we've got to get a regular thing going where we call the show Kiddo TOOLE, She's No Fool. Perfect name, perfect show.
All right. I like it.
Guaranteed to get you from 5 fans to 6. Guaranteed.
I love it.
Now listen, the other reason I got you on is because we had a discussion and you want to wish Plastic EP a happy birthday, and we'll use that in the birthday show. So I'll allow you to say what you need to say right now.
All right. I want to wish Plastic EP the happiest of birthdays. And I want to wish him a happy birthday, and to just keep spinning for many, many years to come.
Thank you, Kid. And that's why it's Kiddo TOOLE, She's No Fool. Best show on the internet with Plastic EP. Sorry. Best show on the internet with Plastic EP and Kit O'Toole. Now, that we got that out of the way. If there's anyone out there wants to start texting, please do it because I can see it on screen. If you're coming in from Iceland, or you're coming in from Lithuania, or you're coming in from Korea, or anywhere from there, please get on and send us texts. What have you been up to in the last week, Kit?
Oh, been really busy. In fact, just a couple of days ago, we did another episode of our show Talk More Talk, a Solo Beatles video cast, where we did an early happy birthday show to Ringo, who, as we all know, is also celebrating a birthday next week, turning 80. Can you believe it?
Fantastic. Now, I've got to tell you, I got invited to the Jukebox Beatles. They had me on their show. They've got a live show, and I went out to like South America, wherever, Republic of Dominica, wherever I went. I had a ball. I was their first guest. They wished me happy birthday.
Nice.
Jukebox Beatles, and have a look. And I'm sure I'll be invited to Talk on Talk. Is it Talk to Talk or
Talk
on
More
Talk?
Talk? We'd love to have you.
Well, I'm sure I'll be on that very soon. Hopefully before I turn 3,000 years old.
Absolutely, we'd love it.
Now listen, you got your books handy, or you got one of your books handy?
I certainly do. Absolutely.
Let's tell me about the covers of the books.
Absolutely. This is my Beatles book, Songs We Were Singing, Guided Tours to the Beatles' lesser-known tracks. And this is about, I like talking about the songs that were not the hits. You know, I love Let It Be, I love Hey Jude, we all do, but I like talking about the lesser known songs, you know, the B-sides, the album tracks, you know, the songs that don't get quite as much attention and I think deserve as much attention. And so in this book, I talk about these songs, you know, I'll Be Back, you know, Things We Said Today, the songs that you don't hear quite as much about. I talk about the recording, how they were written, and why they matter, why they're important. And so a lot of people who've read this tell me as they read it, they actually pull up the songs on, you know, from their collection, or they go to Spotify or whatever, and listen to them as they're reading my book, which I love. So so that's my Beatle book.
Now, Kit, hold that up because I need to tell you something, right?
Yeah.
One of my best friends, Nathan Liu, from Alberta, Canada, who's in the tribute band All You Need Is Love. He's one of your biggest fans.
No
And as
kidding.
soon as he saw the show, he said that's one of his favorite shows. And he sends a big regards to you. And he actually cuts hair there in Alberta, Canada. And he said, if you ever need a haircut, please bring your book and signed, and he'll give you a haircut. How good is that?
I love it. I love it. Oh, that is so sweet of him. Well,
and he said, have you seen the movie Shampoo? He wanted me to ask you.
I've never seen the whole thing.
Okay.
I've never seen the whole thing, but I know of it.
Well, he sends his regards, and he's an avid watcher of the show. And he said, I can't believe this book is not about the hits. It's exactly what I want to read about and what I want to know. So there's a converted fan in 3 seconds. How good's that? We got the number 6.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, that is so great. Well, thank you. Well, send him my regards as well. That is
what
wonderful.
I want you to do is, kid, I want you to say hello, Nathan Lou, from All You Need Is Love, a tribute to the Fab Four. I'll let you do that.
Nathan Lou, thank you so much. And if I make it to Alberta, I will definitely take you up on that offer. And I'd love to sign your book.
Again, Nathan Lou, we like what you do.
Yes, we do. Absolutely. And I love tribute bands too. So I'd love to see that as well. So that's great. And my other book, which we talked about quite a bit the last time I was on your show, is Michael Jackson FAQ, All That's Left to Know About the King of Pop. And this is not a biography. This is about his art. This is about his career from the Jackson 5 up until his death. It's about how he became the great singer he became, about his dancing technique, about his music videos, just all about his career, who influenced him, pretty much what the title says, All That's Left to Know About the King of Pop. But I always make a point of saying it's not a biography. This is strictly, it's not sensational stuff. Not interested in that. This is strictly about what I think many people want to know about at this point, which is just his art and his great influence on pop culture. So if you're a Michael fan, this is the book for you.
Fantastic. Now, where do they get the books from? Hold both up and tell me where they get them from, and we'll move on to the show.
Absolutely. You can get both of them at Amazon. That's the easiest way to do it. Just go over to Amazon.com. You can look up my name, Kiddo TOOLE, or, of course, just type in Michael Jackson FAQ or Songs We Were Singing. They're both available paperback and Kindle. So that's the easiest way to do it. And if you want them signed, you can reach me through Facebook. Just message me, and we can work something out, and I'll be happy to sign them for you.
Fantastic. I've got to say a big hello to Tom, who's with us now at the moment. Now, let's move forward. We start our now, Kiddo TOOLE, she's no fool. I'll ask you a few questions. We'll test your mind every time we do the shows. Are you ready for the Plastic EP challenge?
Oh, boy. Okay. I'm a little nervous.
All right.
We'll wait.
Now, I need something that rhymes with the words Plastic EP. Take your time.
Plastic EP. I'm trying to think of something that rhymes with plastic.
Plastic fantastic. That would have done it.
That is better. Fantastic. Plastic fantastic. I like that.
Okay. All right, we're not doing rhyming. Now let's leave the rhyming.
Yep.
Right. Now I'm going to show you some books, and you need to tell me if you're familiar with the books or you got the book.
Okay. Got it.
But be prepared for anything that is shown. Are you ready for the next challenge?
Okay.
Have you seen this book?
Yes, I have. I know the author.
You know the author?
Yes,
right.
I do.
Tell me
I
about
bet
the book.
Yep. Nice guy. Leslie Cavendish.
Tell me about the book.
Yep, I have it.
Great. Tell me what the book's about.
The Cutting Edge. That is about Leslie Cavendish, who cut the Beatles' hair. And tells some wonderful stories about how we got to know them, and is really also a real gentleman. I met him at some fests, and he is the sweetest guy. that you'll ever want to meet. It's really a fascinating read, and you know, and I know there have been some people who've said, you know, what would the Beatles hairdresser have to say? And it's really a fascinating read. So I would definitely recommend it.
So what do you rate that out of 10? We're doing the book reviews now. What do you rate that out of 10?
You know what? I would rate that. I would say, I mean, it's not, if you're a musicologist, it's not, you know, it may not be an absolute must, but I would say probably a 7 out of 10, somewhere around there, you know.
Okay,
Absolutely.
next book.
Okay, that is, let's see, can you hold that up? It's going into the, there we go. Oh yes, Philip Norman. Yes, yep, the Paul McCartney biography by Philip Norman. Yes, and of course Philip Norman is an extremely well-known biographer, and it's very thick, as you pointed out. Yeah, I haven't read that entire one. I have it in my collection, and it's one of those that I haven't gotten to yet. Philip Norman's books I've had mixed feelings about over time, believe it or not. You know, sometimes they can be a little, I'm trying to think of how to describe it. They're not always warts and all, shall we say. Sometimes they can be a little, you know, sanitized, shall we say. I mean, I don't mean, I don't mean I don't want all the dirt. I don't mean that, you know, but they can be a little, you know, glossed over.
We'll leave it there. We don't want to start upsetting people on your first show.
Yeah.
All right, next book.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And be prepared for anything that comes up. I like this book.
Okay. Oh, okay. Beatles for Sale. Let's see. I don't know if I actually know this one. Who's the author on that?
The author, of course, I can't see, is John Blaney.
I actually, Plastic, you may have stumped me on this one. I don't think I know that one.
Okay, I've got to tell you what the book's about.
Yes, tell me.
It's about the Beatles' money dealings. It's a fascinating book.
Wow. I'm actually going to write that down.
Please write it down. Beatles for Sale by John Blaney. So I stumped you on that, didn't I?
You stumped me on that, John Blaney. Okay, because I know, like, you never give me your money. That's a fascinating one. But no, I don't know that one.
Is that ESP or not? That was the next book. There you go.
I've redeemed myself.
Is that not unbelievable or not?
I've redeemed myself. That is excellent. That is a must read. I mean, really, I've got the the hardcover. I've got it on Kindle. That is a must read for any Beatles fan. I mean, it's fascinating.
This is why the show is called Kit O'Toole. The minute you mentioned the book, that was the next one I was pulling up. So you tell me that. You tell me what other show you can go to, and that happens. Is that like unbelievable or not?
Yep, that's a favorite. That is,
and it hasn't been pre-recorded.
No, it hasn't. This is all.
This is live.
This is
now. Listen,
live.
I got Tom, and he's just said Blaney is good author. That Tom interviewed him. That's great, Tom. If you want to pass on his details to me, I'll be happy to interview him too.
Great.
Now, next book.
Mm-hmm.
Is this fascinating?
Yep. Okay, which one is that? Okay. Let's see, Paul McCartney, A Life. Oh,
Paul McCartney. I'll tell you the author.
Yeah.
Peter Ames Carlin.
Okay, this one, I think this is one that is, I've heard of this one. I haven't gotten to it yet. What do you think of it? Because I've heard of this one, but I haven't gotten to it yet.
I haven't read it yet, so that's 2 books.
Okay.
Have I stumped you out on 2 books so far?
Yeah, that one I have not gotten to yet, but I've heard of it.
All right, next book.
Okay. Oh, yes. This one is yeah, Stephen Stark, that I have referred to many times in my own work. That is a very good book because it's also, I mean, it's not just about their, a history, but it's sort of about their impact culturally. I would really recommend that. I've used it in my own research many, many, many times because it's also sort of a, not to get geeky here, but it's sort of a sociological look at their impact. I mean, it isn't just, a straightforward biography. I mean, it's really fascinating. So, yep, that's a good one, Plastic. We're right on the same page there. I like that
Have you
one a
read this
lot.
one?
Yeah, so yep, that's a good one.
Have you read this one?
Oh. Oh yes, HR Puffin stuff. Okay. Oh, Beatles memorabilia. Okay, let's see. Who
Written by Julian Lennon.
Oh, I don't have that one.
Julian Lennon collection. How good's that?
Oh, that looks beautiful. I don't have that one, but I've heard of it. Oh man, I'm writing this down. Is that one I have to pick up? That looks beautiful.
I think it's very hard to get.
I think so. This is, one of those that I've heard of, but I've never actually seen. Boy, that's gorgeous. Wow. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. Oh, may have to try to track one of those down because that looks beautiful.
That's John in the Snow. That's why we got all this snow coming through.
Yeah, right. Wow. Oh, when did that come out?
You asked the easiest question. I haven't got a year to find out, but that's not bad. Now, Kit,
I could find that out. Yeah, great.
Just tell me a little bit about, let's say, for example, today, 2 of your songs in your book.
Oh, certainly. Well, I mean, there are so many that I loved writing about, but one of them that I particularly loved is, and I mentioned it briefly just a minute ago, is I'll Be Back. This is one of those songs that I think gets unfairly overlooked. From A Hard Day's Night, of course. It's one of those songs that I think that it shows how they were gradually experimenting with their songs, their sound, getting not to put down I Want to Hold Your Hand or She Loves You, but this just sounds a little more sophisticated. We all remember from Anthology 1 how this started out as a waltz. And didn't quite work, as you remember from that, where they just kind of the whole thing kind of broke down when they tried to do it as a waltz. And interestingly, as I did my research on it, John later said in an interview that it was his way of reworking the chords from Del Shannon's Runaway, which kind of hard to hear that, but he said that's what he said. And of course, as we all also know, John loved to put down his own work. And he said years later, it was, as he put it, a nice tune, though the middle is a bit tatty. Well, I completely disagree with that. And, I just love it's such a, melancholy kind of song. I mean, the song is it really doesn't have a chorus. It really just has 3 bridges. It has kind of it's all the chords are basically between A major and A minor. And it's a song that really, I mean, this isn't some, sort of dreamy romantic kind of song. I mean, this is sort of about, the John singing about a relationship, sort of saying he knows this woman's going to break his heart, but he'll be back again, and it's just such a leap from the sort of simple love song. And I just think it's fascinating to hear. It's just such a quantum leap from what they were doing. And of course, the harmonies. I mean, the harmonies are just so tight on this song, and the acoustic, just the acoustic song on sound on it. I just think this is a hidden gem in the catalog. You don't hear it that much. I don't know if I even hear it that much on the Beatles channel on Sirius, at least not when I'm listening to it. And I just think it's one of their just hidden classics, and it's one of those turning points where you just can tell that they're it's a sign of what was to come on Beatles for Sale, on Rubber Soul. I mean, it's so hidden with Hard Day's Night, the song, which is great. We've talked about that, but this is something different, lyrically, musically, and it's just one of my personal favorites. So I loved writing about it in the book.
And another song before we go, Kit.
Absolutely. The other one is one of my personal favorites, The Word, which is another case of, this is a song that I think was another turning point for them. I mean, of course, Rubber Soul has so many great tracks, right? But this is a point where, now, first of all, John and Paul admitted later they wrote this while high, and you can kind of tell in the lyrics, right? But they're writing about love in a different sense here. I mean, it's like they are anticipating the summer of love in this song. They're writing about sort of, I call it in my book, love with a capital L here, that it's not just romantic love they're talking about. It's sort of a, bigger than that. It's more of an abstract love. And John, in these lyrics, is sort of more of a, not to be over dramatic here, but more of like a prophet wanting to share this message that he's found. Maybe he found this message through getting high, but whatever the case may be. And to me, this is just such a turning point in their career, because they would go on to, of course, record Sgt. Pepper. And, all you need to do is listen to this song and the lyrics as a hint as to where they were about to go lyrically in the future. And and it's sort of buried in Rubber Soul, but it's just a sneak preview of what was to come. So that was another song that I loved writing about and looking at lyrically. And so it's songs like that I loved writing about in the book, and showing how they connect to songs that further on in their catalog. So that's just a taste of what you can find in that book.
From Plastic EP and
Kiddo Toole.
We'll see you again right here on Kiddo Toole.
She's no fool.
That's it. See everyone. What a great show.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.